Have a realization of, what particular team I have been a part of in that particular year. And, understanding this year, we fought and we played it to the maximum ability of our team. But ultimately, if we're being completely honest, we were out-talented. We were not outworked. We were not, they didn't out-physical us. They didn't outsmart us. I feel like we were just out-talent.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Listen to this. LeBron James just said what everybody was thinking, but nobody expected him to actually say. After yet another Lakers season wrapped up with more confusion than clarity, LeBron pulled up on Mind the Game and finally addressed what fans have been debating non-stop. And no, it wasn't about effort. It wasn't about toughness either. And it definitely wasn't about them folding under pressure. In his own words, hold up, they simply got outmatched talent-wise. And the moment that dropped, everything shifted. Because this didn't feel like your typical playoff excuse. Nah, this felt like LeBron staring at that roster and basically saying, we didn't have enough firepower. But here's where it gets interesting. He wasn't talking about just any squad he passed through. This is the Lakers, built over years around his clock, his window, and let's be real, his influence. So when he said they were outclassed in talent, fans instantly started connecting dots. Like, wait a minute, if the roster wasn't it, then who played a role in putting it together? Because for years now, every Lakers decision has gone through the LeBron filter. Every move, trades, signings, young guys shipped out, vets brought in, it all ties back. So when he pointed at the talent gap, man, it sounded less like analysis and more like a quiet message aimed straight at the front office.
On LA rescinding the rights to LeBron and remaining in communication with him of their plans. And likely, like the way these things go, it's because of how the timeline works, we're often like, well, they're going to rescind the rights and then LeBron's just going to be waiting in the wilderness. Like, no, the Lakers will probably have several moves plotted out.
And this is exactly where things start to feel a little tense. Because hold up, this was also the same season the Lakers made headlines by putting LeBron and Bronny James on the same roster. For LeBron, that moment meant way more than just basketball. He's been very clear that sharing the court with his son ranks among the greatest milestones of his entire career. And honestly, as a father, you can't knock that. People respect it.
When it comes to basketball, it's the greatest accomplishment that I've ever had. Done it all as an individual, but there's no greater accomplishment that would be able to overtake me being on the same floor as my son. So it's the greatest thing that's ever happened.
But because all of this went down in Los Angeles on a franchise that's always measured by championships, hold up, it instantly became part of a much bigger conversation about the roster. That doesn't mean Bronny is why the Lakers lack talent. Let's be real. Putting that on him would be completely unfair. He's still a young player figuring things out, and he never signed up to carry the weight of every Lakers issue on his shoulders. The real conversation is about the environment around him. When LeBron talks about needing more talent, fans aren't just pointing at one name. They start breaking down everything, every move, every roster spot, every decision, every priority that defined that season. And because Bronny's journey is so tightly connected to LeBron, he ends up getting dragged into a conversation that's way bigger than him.
It's just been to put my name out, make a name for myself, and of course, get to the NBA, which is everyone's end goal that is here. And I never thought about just playing with my dad, but of course he's brought it up a couple times.
This is exactly why that out-talented comment hit way harder than just one playoff exit. It cracked open the entire conversation about who really holds power in the Lakers organization. Because let's be honest, for years now, people have pointed at LeBron when it comes to roster control. And sure, some of that just comes with the territory. When you've got a player of that caliber, everything naturally revolves around him. But with LeBron, hold up, the narrative always feels louder because his teams don't sit still. Moves happen fast, young talent gets shipped out, future picks disappear, vets get plugged in, and the roster flips almost overnight. Then when it doesn't work out, you already know how this goes. The blame starts bouncing from the front office to the coach to everybody else on the roster. And that same cycle, yeah, that's exactly what fans are getting tired of hearing about.
The next thing he's doing is talking to the Lakers front office. He's basically telling them, and Woj, you can appreciate this, accept whatever Joe Harris money you gotta accept to get the Kyrie deal done. That's basically what he's saying, because otherwise he won't win another championship in LA.
And to be fair, listen to this. LeBron wasn't wrong about Oklahoma City. The Thunder was stacked, no question about it. They came in younger, deeper, quicker, and way more complete as a unit. They had more guys who could impact both ends of the floor. They had superior athleticism. They had more lineup flexibility. So when LeBron said the Lakers got outclassed talent-wise, he wasn't just talking. He was pointing out a real gap. That part is a fact. But here's where it gets tricky. The issue isn't whether what he said was true, it's about who said it. When the most influential voice in the room says his team isn't talented enough, it doesn't land as neutral. It feels like a message. Low-key, it sounds like a warning. Like, fix this situation or I might have to start thinking about what comes next.
But ultimately, you know, if we're being completely honest, we were out-talented. We were not outworked. We were not, they didn't out-physical us. They didn't outsmart us. I feel like we were just out-talent.
That part matters because LeBron understands exactly how to steer a conversation. He's been doing it his entire career. When he talks, the league listens. When he even hints at uncertainty, every show immediately starts dissecting his future. When he praises a player, trade rumors suddenly appear. When he questions the roster, the front office feels the heat. That's not a coincidence. That's control. LeBron is one of the most calculated athletes ever when it comes to media timing. He knows when to speak, how to frame it, and leave just enough unsaid for everyone else to fill in the blanks. That's exactly why voices like Kendrick Perkins keep insisting LeBron knows precisely what he's doing. Agree with it or not, that's the reputation he's built over time. He rarely speaks without anticipating the reaction. So when he says the Lakers were outmatched talent-wise, then pivots to talking about his future, it doesn't come off as random. It feels intentional. It feels like the opening move of an off-season message. Maybe he's pushing for more help. Maybe he wants the Lakers to be aggressive. Maybe he's applying pressure before negotiations even begin. Whatever the motive, the timing is what made it hit differently. And that's why the comparisons to his past keep resurfacing.
So believe this, that LeBron James always have a plan. But I believe that his plan should be he's going to play another year, right? I believe that he's going to play another year. I believe that it is not going to be in a Laker uniform. And I believe he's going to get everything he deserves, meaning the send-off that he should.
This is not the first time LeBron's words have controlled the NBA conversation. Back in 2010, one sentence shifted the entire league when he said he was taking his talents to South Beach. That moment helped launch the player empowerment era in a way the NBA had never experienced before. Since then, every LeBron decision has felt bigger than just basketball. He's never simply picking a team. He's shaping the narrative around that team. He's shaping expectations. He's shaping pressure. And now, LeBron finally said what everyone was waiting to hear. But the truth didn't come clean. It came with layers. Yes, the Lakers were outmatched talent-wise. Yes, Oklahoma City had more depth. Yes, the roster lacked answers. But LeBron isn't just an outside observer pointing out flaws. He's part of why the Lakers have been built this way. He's part of why every move has been about winning right now. He's part of why the franchise has lived year to year instead of long term. And none of that takes away from his greatness. He's still one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. His longevity is unreal. His ability to remain elite this deep into his career is almost impossible to explain. But this is the trade-off that comes with that level of power. When you can shape a franchise, you also share responsibility when that shape falls short. You can't influence how the roster is built, then step back when it doesn't work. That's where the Bronny situation adds another layer. LeBron wanted that father-son moment, and he got it. It was historic. It was emotional. It was something the league had never seen at that level. But once that moment became part of a Lakers season, it also became part of the basketball conversation. Fans aren't just judging the story, they're judging the roster. And if the roster isn't good enough, every decision behind it gets questioned. Now, the Lakers head into the offseason with pressure coming from every direction. LeBron has already said the team wasn't talented enough. The front office has to decide how far it's willing to go to respond. Bronny has to develop under a spotlight most young players never face. And the fans are left asking the same question again. Is this team truly chasing another title, or is it stuck balancing LeBron's final window with its own future? That's the real reason this quote exploded. It wasn't just about losing to Oklahoma City. It exposed the bigger picture. The Lakers need more talent. The roster, as constructed, isn't enough. The expectations are still championship level. And LeBron, even now, still wants the organization to move like his window is the only one that matters. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.